Good morning and welcome to Carolina Center for Spiritual Awakening's Sunday morning service, where we like to remind each other to affirm the life that we want to live. So let's start out by doing that together. Oops, wrong song. Let's start out by, we'll do that one in a second. Let's start out by doing this wonderful song by my dear friend Dale Worley, claiming that all is well in our world. All is well in my world. All is well in my world. All is well in my world. All is well. All is well in my world. Let's claim a little peace. All is peace in my world. All is peace in my world. All is peace in my world. All is peace. All is peace in my world. Lots of joy. All is joy in my world. All is joy in my world. All is joy in my world. All is joy. All is joy in my world. And since we know that what we focus on, we help to bring into being, let's claim that life is love. All is love in my world. All is love in my world. All is love in my world. All is love. All is love in my world. One more time. All is well. All is well in my world. All is well in my world. All is well in my world. All is well. All is well in my world. All is well. All is well in my world. All is well. All is well in my world. Yes. And when we come together in community, we remind ourselves of that regardless of what's going on, that there is a deeper truth running through all of life, and that it is God the good by many names, and it is expressing as our life experience. So we do our best to cultivate an inner attitude that all is well, an inner attitude of peace and joy and love, and not just an attitude, but a consciousness of that, to see it outpicture in our world. So that community thing. We love you, beloved community, and we look forward to being together in person in 2 weeks. It is the second Sunday of September. Will be the next time we're able to be together in person at the Charlotte Art League. That is 4100 Raleigh Street. And that will be at 10 a.m. on the second and fourth Sundays of September of this month. So we ask you to join us if you feel comfortable doing so. We are asking everyone to mask up and maintain social distance at this time. And we still, even though with the mask on, you can still see the smiles in the eyes. And I just thought we would insert some pictures here today again to show you a few of those smiles, and invite you to join us in person in just a couple of weeks. I see you for the light that you are. I see you for the love that you are. I see you for the light that you are. I see your light. I see your love. I see who you are. I see you for the light that that you are. I see you for the love that you are. Oh, I see you for the light that you are. I see your light, I see your love, I see who you are. Know that we see you and we appreciate that beauty and that light shining forth in you. I see you for the light that you are. I see you for the love that you are. I see you for the light that you are. I see your light, I see your love, I see who you are. I see your light, I see your love, I see. Is a beautiful song called The Morning Prayer. It's also called I Will Surrender. And it goes like this. You're going to hear it in just a moment, but I want you to think about these words. I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am stronger every moment, every day. As the song goes on, it says, I'm more grateful, I'm kinder, I'm stronger every moment, every day. It says, my mind is willing and my heart is open wide. I trust my instincts and let Spirit be my guide. I vow to live a life that's real and true and free as I continue walking in this mystery. There may be walls, there may be roadblocks in my way, but I can choose to take a higher path each day. And now I know that what I thought was safe and sound was only habit and regret that held me down. So I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. Say that with me this morning. I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am stronger, more grateful, kinder, every moment, every day. So let's take those words and let's go within for just a moment. And just open to a state of willingness, a consciousness of willingness, a consciousness of worthiness, and a knowing that I am one with the one that created me. The same is true for each of you. And as I speak this word, I claim for us this willingness to surrender within, into that power and presence, into that space that allows us to be stronger and greater and kinder and more filled with gratitude. Let our minds and our hearts be open this morning to receive the gift of this service. And let us take a moment to follow this beautiful music on that inner journey. Thank you, God. And so it is.
I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am stronger every moment, every day. My mind is willing and my heart is open wide. I trust my instincts and let Spirit be my guide. I vow to live a life that's real and pure and free. As I continue walking in this mystery, I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am grateful every moment, every day. There may be walls, there may be roadblocks in my way, but I can choose to take a higher path each day. And now I know that what I thought was safe and sound was only habit and regret that held me down. I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am kinder every moment, every day. And I'm more loving every moment, every day. I will surrender every moment, every day.
Hey, I am Angie Celeste Snow, and I am doing the reading for today from Science of Mind. It says, face the unknown. It says, uncertainty is the only certainty there is. Knowing how to live with insecurity is the only security. The highest attitude of mind, from which all else springs, is one of perfect calm and absolute trust in the Spirit. It says, it isn't possible to get a guarantee on how life will turn out. Taking the first step in a new venture is always scary, but we really can't fail because every experience serves us in some way. For instance, we leave a relationship but move on to a healthier one. Or we lose a job and move on to a more satisfying career. As Alan Cohen writes, you can't learn without doing, and you can't do without learning. As Rabbi Erwin Kula reminds us, most of our decisions in life come from a place of uncertainty. We don't know where our decisions will lead us. As we all come to learn, uncertainty is part of the human drama. In the end, we have to act on faith. Faith that it will all work out, perhaps not as we expect, but leading to a place of discovery and new perspective. Holmes teaches us, always the man who has faith in his own ability accomplishes far more than the one who has no confidence in himself. Those who have great faith have great power. What can we do when fear holds us back? The first thing that we can do is admit it. Feel the fear, knowing that you are more than your fear. Act, and then take small steps, but do something. Don't let fear stop you from living your dream. Remember these words from our spiritual leader, Emmett Fox. Do it trembling, if we must, but do it. Today's affirmation is, today I remember I am one with Spirit. I move with confidence in all that I do from a place of faith, knowing whatever I do and wherever I am, Spirit is within me. Thanks.
Thank you, Angie, for sharing that reading today. And thank you for being an inspiration to me and to so many others. Angie is definitely an inspiration. I told her the other day that, people say you're fearless. Do you know that? She says, I'm not fearless. I get afraid. I just do it anyway, whatever it is. And that's true. It could be shoes flying and she's jumping in the lake, or it could be caution to the wind in another way, whether it's a new adventure in work or a new friendship or whatever. She's all in and she doesn't hold back, and she does life boldly. And so we were talking about, what if we could realize that living full out requires us to be bold even when we're afraid, being boldly afraid. And Angie said that's what she does when she's feeling afraid. She just does it anyway. Or as Emmett Fox says in that quote today, do it trembling if you must, but do it, whatever it is. And I'm talking about the it of living fully alive. And how do we do that? We lean in to discomfort. We lean into discomfort instead of pulling away, protecting, padding up, pushing away. So we had the opportunity for Angie's birthday to go down and celebrate in Brunswick, Georgia, at a place called the Hostel in the Forest. And it is a magical, mystical, beautiful place. Absolutely breathtaking. And so unique and wonderful. And just, it was a great respite. It was a great time of getting away, of naps in a treehouse and reading and swimming in the lake, and just really having some great quality time in nature and with each other. And I made a conscious decision that I was going to lean into my discomfort, because I knew it's August in Georgia, an hour south of Savannah. It's going to be hot. And this place is very modest in its accommodations, beautiful and wonderful and all you need, and the beautiful tree houses that you get to choose from, but no air conditioning. The mosquitoes are quite formidable, and there's something else down there. And I knew it was going to be hot. I knew it was not going to be the comforts of home in a lot of ways, right? So I made a conscious decision up front that I was going to lean into my discomfort, that I was going to be fully present in each moment. Fully present and absolutely tapped in to that moment and seeking the beauty of every moment. And I'm so glad I did, because it was a beautiful experience. But I thought about what stops us, and it took me to the Joseph Campbell quote, what stops us from being fully immersed in the moment, fully leaning into discomfort so that we can expand and grow and live to the fullest, is that Joseph Campbell quote that we're not afraid of the unknown. We're afraid of letting go of the known. So the things that stop us would be the fear of letting go of our comforts, of our norms, that clinging to control and to what we know, right? But it's so worth it when we can lean into and embrace and look for the beauty in every moment. Angie had this one last thing she wanted to do before we left. She said, I want to go back to the glass house. And the glass house was down a pretty good trail through the woods. And she wanted to go down there one more time and just be in that sanctuary space. And I said, well, you go ahead. I want to pack up the car for us, and that'll give you time to do that. And she got back and she said, that's where the conversation really got deep about living boldly afraid. She said, I was a little afraid walking down that trail. It's a little boardwalk and it goes through the woods. And she goes, I had moments of hearing things and thinking, is that a snake? Wonder how big the snakes are. I wonder how many snakes. Wonder if it was a skink, even though those are little lizards. She doesn't really care for them crossing her path. And so she was like realizing that she started to feel afraid, and went back to this conversation that we had about when something is important, we can choose to be boldly afraid, to continue to take that step, as Eleanor Roosevelt said to speak your truth even when your voice shakes, or as Emmett Fox, like I said, that quote of that you may be trembling, but do it anyway, right? To feel the fear and do it anyway, trusting that there is a beauty in the unfolding of that moment. And so she did. She kept putting one foot in front of the other, trusting and looking for the beauty instead of looking for the snake. Right? I had the opportunity to do that as well when she said, let's go swimming in the lake. It's all about swimming in the lake. I love swimming, and lake, pond, river, waterfall, whatever. But the rest of the sentence was, under the full moon at night. And I was like, yeah. See, I'm not so sure about that. So I felt a little trepidation. I was like, oh, what if there's a snake? I can't see it coming. What if there's anything? I can't see it coming. How often do we pause the beauty in the moment because we want to make sure we can see everything that might be coming at us, instead of looking at the beauty of what has already come to us? And for me, it was the awe and the absolute beauty of swimming under a full moon in a crystal clear lake. It was fantastic. But the way I did it was to lean into the discomfort of jumping when I felt a pine needle brush up against me. That's all I realized that it was a pine needle, but I still, kind of was a little alarmed for a moment. But leaning into the discomfort, letting go of being able to see everything and feel into the moment. How can we apply that to our personal lives? Letting go of having to see every potential outcome, every potential downfall, every possible fear that we could be afraid of. Instead, just dropping into the beauty. It all comes back to finding the beauty, looking for the God winks, finding the beauty in the moment. That's what it takes to lean in and embrace the discomfort, the uncertainty, the unknown, where everything is possible, that land of uncertainty, which is all potentiality. Being able to be boldly afraid means feeling the fear and doing it anyway. As Angie says, I'm afraid a lot. I just consistently do it anyway. I make that choice to do it anyway. I thought about my friend Shannon, Dr. Shannon South. We went on a Canadian hiking wilderness experience together many years ago with two other friends. And I told her recently, I said, I think back on that trip and I think of how zen you were, how absolutely, just calm and perfectly zen you were. And she said, really? Well, why do you say that? And I said, because we were really faced with life or death survival needs every single day on that trip in some way, one way or another. We were 90 miles away from anyone and anything. We were constantly going from one spot to the next in order to make it back at the end of our almost 2-week trip to the spot where we get picked up. Like we were constantly, the rest of us, in survival mode. But Shannon, meanwhile, was journaling, meditating, praying, chilling out on a rock. I said, you were just totally chill. You didn't stress at all. And she said, well, I don't know that I'd say that I didn't stress at all, but I made a decision. I made a decision to commit to my self-care because I knew if I didn't, I was committing to my misery. Hear that. Commit to your self-care, not to your misery. She said, I committed to my self-care, which I knew after having a history of panic attacks in my life before that time. I knew that I had to commit to my self-care, or I was by default committing to my misery. If I didn't commit to taking time every day to journal, to pray, to meditate, to be, even with the other three of us scurrying around going, come on, hurry up, we gotta go. She said, I knew if I didn't take the time to do that for myself, that I was committing to misery. That's powerful, right? We get the opportunity to commit to ourselves, to our own happiness, to our own peace. But so often we wait to commit to that peace until it shows up out there somewhere, forgetting that it comes from the inside out. So stop waiting for your schedule to be peaceful, for you to feel and live peacefully. Stop waiting for your relationships to be more harmonious so that you can live in peace, or for your bank account to hit a certain number for you to feel like you can relax and be at peace and feel secure, when all the while it comes from you. We often say it comes from the inside, but think about that different change in the word, just change in the way I said that just then. It comes from you. Everything that shows up on the outside is coming from you. So we get an opportunity to check and see, what am I committing to be aligned with? What am I committing to? Am I committing to my happiness? Am I being faithful and willing and movable, pliable with life? Or am I being rigid and attached to the known? Teacher told a young group of students once, asked them actually, what do you want to be when you grow up? And these little kids started answering, fireman, veterinarian, doctor, scientist, teacher, whatever. And one little boy named John said, happy. And they said, oh, John, you don't seem to understand the assignment. And without even hesitation, he just said, you don't seem to understand life. Because his mother had taught him that being happy was where it was at. That was what was important. And I believe this young man grew quickly to understand that life is either love or it's fear. And if we want to get to that happiness, then we have to commit to leaning into what is and finding the love that leads us. Because all you need is love. Yes, that was John Lennon that said that. Leaning into that, or so I've heard. That was a quote I've heard attributed to John Lennon for many years, that he said to the teacher, you just don't understand life, because what's important is being happy. And what the path that takes us to that happy is being committed to our happiness, committed to the love that leads, committed to paying attention to where we place our attention and our emphasis in life. My daddy said he was called to the teacher's office for my oldest sister, Libby, one time. And he got there and he thought, what's going on? What happened? And the teacher said, well, Mr. Snow, to be honest, I'm concerned about Libby. I mean, she is really smart, and she could be doing so much better. If she would just apply herself, she could be doing so much better. And she was getting B's and some A's and I mean, a pretty good student. And, but she wasn't a straight A student. And the teacher says she could be a straight A student. And my dad said, well, okay, so does she have friends? And the teacher says, oh yeah, she's got friends. That could be the problem. She got lots of friends. She likes to talk to her friends. She likes to hang out with her friends. And my daddy said, so she's getting her work done. She's making A's and B's. She's got friends. She's having a good time. She's happy. Thank you for your concern, but we're done. That's all I need to hear. That's all he wanted. And he would tell that story to the rest of us growing up because he wanted to emphasize to us, he didn't care about the marks that we all work so hard to attain. He cared about hitting the mark within of being happy. Really having fun in the process of living. That's what he was about. And I love that about him. Having fun in the process of living. So my question, are you having fun in the process of living? My friend Reverend Claire, she used to say, if you're not fully living, then you're living backwards. And if you're living backwards, you spell lived backwards. That's the devil. And that's what the devil's all about, is the error of thinking of trudging through life and not fully living, right? To do that, we can't just be bold when nothing comes up and then fail to be bold when we are being paralyzed by fear. We have to lean into that discomfort, lean into it, be with it. Be with it. If you play the notes, dun, 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 you can play it like that, or you can play the notes, those same notes like this. Dun, 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 right? Beethoven's Fifth Symphony can be played dun, 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 or da, 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 da. It's about how we place our emphasis in music, in conversation, in life, where we place the emphasis, the accent, the energy. Where are you placing your attention, your energy, the emphasis in your life? Where are you placing it? There's a wonderful group that gets together in September, and I'm thinking about them getting together next month just above Calgary. My friend Janice Butler created, and some other wonderful folks up there, created something called Brave Souls Day. And I was so honored to be part of it a few years back, the very first one. And they had me and Sean Patrick, who has a publishing house in the UK, and we were the keynotes. But then they also had all of these local people telling their brave story. So I was there to share something about being brave And I was so inspired by all of the brave souls around me who didn't realize how brave they were, just getting up there and telling their everyday story. So what I'm talking about is not some big, you've climbed a mountain, you have, made some big accomplishment. There may be so much, there often is, and there always is actually, so much to celebrate in the everyday. Dun, 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 dun. The everyday emphasis, where you place your emphasis, how you choose to be brave in your everyday. Our little niece Ellie, my sister-in-law Julie, her mom, she has taught her that when she's going to the doctor or doing something that's can be scary, she'll say, Ellie, hand on heart, take a deep breath. Now be brave. And so what's happened is that Ellie has not only started doing that for herself, but if she sees an adult stressing, she'll say, Mommy, or Auntie Christy, hand on heart, deep breath, be brave. She's 2. Be brave. She'll tell her little stuffed animal, be brave, take a deep breath. She's always saying, be brave. It's those little moments of when we find ourselves paralyzed with fear or just on the edge, tiptoeing up to the edge of fear, where we can be boldly afraid and be brave, tapping into that. I love the meme that I saw recently that said, courage doesn't always roar, right? It's not always seen. The struggle that someone is having with mental health, for example, or the struggle that a single mom goes through, or the energy and the bravery that it takes to be an entrepreneur. So your courage, your bravery isn't always seen. But the important part is that you feel it, you tap into it, and that you choose to tap into that instead of avoiding it by avoiding fear, trying to avoid those fearful places, those potentially scary things in life, and instead tapping into the brave. It's all about where we put our emphasis, because as we know, energy flows where attention goes. You've heard that before. So where we put our attention, our emphasis, our energy, that's where we're putting our life. So let us be bold in that, even if it's being boldly afraid. To do that, it takes sometimes discomfort. It takes leaning in and embracing the unknown, which is really releasing the known. And it also takes that embrace of uncertainty and a willingness to be moved, a willingness to change, to pivot, to move, to shift, to move through fear boldly. We have to lean into that discomfort and trust the unfolding, trust the unfolding, trust the unfolding. Trust the unfolding of life. I always tell people when things seem confusing and you're just not sure how it's going to turn out, I always say, remember, you're in the process of the unfolding of whatever it is you desired. Right now, you're just in the unfolding of it. You can't see the edge of it. You can't see the end of it because you're in the middle of the unfolding. So can we trust that the unfolding is for our good? In the Tao Te Ching, it says that all of life is a movement toward perfection. Everything is for my highest, greatest good. A movement toward my perfection, my greater and greater good. That's what I mean when I say look for the beauty, look for the good, look for how this works out for me. And when you're triggered, when you're afraid, look at how is that a gift for me? How can I grow from this? How can I move through this with grace and ease and bold bravery, courage, even if it's not roaring? Choosing to lean into life by leaning into the discomfort, knowing that as we do that, we continue to unfold with grace and ease to a greater and greater good and to help others do the same. So lean in, embrace life, all of it. So it is.
Tell your monkey, take a deep breath and be brave.
Be brave. Take a deep breath.
Kids, we see you, we hear you, we appreciate you, and we love you just the way that you are. Divine love, moving through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God, for the good in my life. So learning to live in a state of gratitude instead of gratification. Let us just be in that energy of gratitude together as we sing together this beautiful Karen Drucker song, I Am So Blessed. And as you do, I'm hoping you're singing along with me. And as you do, think about all the many beautiful blessings in your life. And if you choose to give a financial gift this morning, give from that place of giving back to the source of all good, your one and only source, which is God. For that's who you are giving to when you give of your time and your talent and your treasure. So do so with joy and with deep abiding gratitude. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I invite you to just place your hand on your heart this morning and sing these words with me, amplifying that energy of gratitude. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. Thank you, God, for this moment, for the beauty and the glory and the love and the joy of my life. I am indeed so blessed. I am both a blessing and blessed. Knowing that we are each swimming in this sea of gratitude in this moment, I speak a word of gratitude for each and every member of Carolina Center for Spiritual Awakening, for all of our friends and those visiting with us today. And my deepest desire is that each and every person feel loved, loving, and lovable, for that is the truth of who we are. And so I say thank you, God. Thank you for this community, continually lifting one another up, being there for one another, being the beloved community, living by example, the truth that is possible, the awakening to our divine potential. And so let us go today looking for the good, expecting to see the God winks, and doing our best to live in a state of love and gratitude. Thank you, God. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. We are truly blessed by your presence, and we're blessed by you continually supporting this beloved community. I'm grateful, and on behalf of our board and our membership, thank you for all of your tithes and offerings that go back to the divine and show up continually as the Carolina Center for Spiritual Awakening, one of the many avenues of good out there. We're so grateful. So join us, if you would, in our closing song today, and let the love that we have for you wash over you. We lay joy. We let the joy wash over us. We let it be. We let the peace. We let the peace wash over us. We let it be. We let the love. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We love you, we bless you, and we thank you. Have a fantastic week. We'll see you soon.